Hello. It's lovely to see you all. I think the last time I was here, I cracked my head on the altar. So, something about one of my Dharma teacher friends was saying, "Oh, that's really good. That means you've obliterated all sense of personal shame." I want to thank everybody who helped me get myself upright and make that walk of shame through the Zendo. Of course, my question was, well, what happens if you're on the high seat and you crack your head on the altar and you die? Do you go like directly to like the highest Buddha heaven like ever? So, yeah, it seems like it's been a while since I've been up here with you. And honestly, when I was walking towards the altar to get on the cushion, I was like, wow, this is like when you fall off the horse and you have to get back on the horse, and you still have to get back on the same wild horse that threw you off, right? Yeah. So we've all been riding a wild horse, have we not? And for the time being, the horse is just taking a rest, right? And we're all absorbing what kind of ride that was, you know? The koan that we're working on today is actually sort of saying something about the moment that we're in. And this is the third case. Master Ma is unwell. The case, Great Master Ma was unwell. The temple superintendent asked him, "Teacher, how has your vulnerable health been in recent days?" The great master said, "Sunface Buddha, Moonface Buddha." So a Sunface Buddha lives like 1,800 years, right? And the Moonface Buddha lives a day and a night. So it's kind of nice to have a simple koan, isn't it? That you can, anybody, even without practice, you can have access into this koan. Perhaps the first point that's most important is this first line. Great Master Ma was unwell. So for all of us, we can insert our own name in that sentence, right? We can insert the planet into that sentence. We can insert the social ills of the time and the interesting social divide we seem to find ourselves in. As a Buddhist, you should be hearing that unwell as, I know that, right? What is that? That is the first noble truth, right? Life is, it's translated as dukkha. The wheel won't turn, it's stuck. life is not exactly what we want, right? Life is not smoothly rolling along, right? Although I did just get tires from Rinju, and they were amazing. I just rolled right along all the way to Boston and back. But anyway, that's a little bit of an aside. Sometimes things roll along, but mostly they don't, right? So for so many people have been expressing their feelings about the election and so forth and so on. But as Buddhists, it's kind of like it doesn't matter if your side wins or loses, right? Because all of it is grounds for practice. And this second part of the koan, Sunface Buddha, Moonface Buddha, right? Something's going to change. And it's still Buddha, right? We actually really have to start there. And honestly, the only way to get to that place authentically is sitting. And each one of us is sitting right now for the entire cosmological dance of the life that is and was and will be, and especially for people who are struggling with being unwell. It's so interesting feeling a lot of unease. You have to remember, if you're feeling unease right now, just a few short years ago, a whole other group of people were feeling massive unease, right? Massive unease. It's really important to remember that, okay? So when we're sitting on the cushion, this like Sunface Buddha, Moonface Buddha, Sunface Buddha, Moonface Buddha, it's like this kaleidoscope of the reality of something's lingering for hours and you can't let it go, right? Sunface Buddha. Some things are just floating in and out. Moonface Buddha. How do we, it's not even a question of how do we, it's more a question of directly experiencing that kaleidoscope and realizing the emptiness of it. Can you abide in the emptiness of it? Can you hold it all as the Buddha arising? It's not to say there isn't work to do. It's not to say that there's going to be no problems coming down the line. But there's always problems coming down the line, right? And what we think of as a problem, right? Other people think of as like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened, right? And vice versa. Our job is to allow our heart to rest in our own purity, right? To rest in our own tenderness, to rest in that light of the blaringness of the Sunface Buddha, in the tiny little sliver of light that is the Moonface Buddha. Sometimes. And sometimes that sun is completely obliterated by the clouds. And sometimes that moon is huge and blue and beautiful, right? This is not separate from all the phases of our life here in the Zendo. It's not different. The moment that we're in all of the phases that flip by so quickly, or some that just stick and feel so heavy. It's so interesting because I think it was Merton that said our spiritual life is like a shy bear, right? A shy bear. So a bear is quite ferocious and strong and capable and rah, right? But at the same time, quite shy. Unless I guess they're hungry and they're going to go for you. So we have this incredible opportunity to get quiet enough to let this sun-faced bear Buddha and this moon-faced bear Buddha crawl around in our hearts, right? And show us the nature. Show us the nature of what it's like to live a night and a day, and what it's like to live 1,800 years. And of course, the Master Ma is immediately, obviously, pointing us to the one taste of that. You know, what is the ground of that? What is the ground of that? And this work actually is super hyper political work that we're doing, right? Because us sitting here metabolizing what's arising for us is giving us the capacity, and not even capacity, it's like we're just sort of walking through the world as a bodhisattva capable of metabolizing the unwell, capable of using the unwell for awakening. This must be. There's no other way to do it. So all the sickness you're feeling, all the anger, all the elation, all the relief, whatever it is, what is its nature? Who am I? Who is having this experience? Who is having this emotion? Who is having this thought? Where is the ground of this thought? And it doesn't matter if it's Sunface Buddha or Moonface Buddha. Where is the purity? Where is the purity? Where is the purity in the midst of all of this? We must find it. The world is begging for us to find it. So I really urge you, whatever is careening through your mind at any particular moment during retreat, see it, acknowledge it. Most importantly, acknowledge it. Yes. Causes and conditions, myriad, that will never ever be fully known. Some obviously known, have brought this moment to us. It is an empty moment. It is a groundless moment. It is a moment not separate from our Buddha nature. It is a moment of realizing our Buddha nature. It is a moment of making friends. Deep friends with what is so. There's something about this friendship. You know, it's not easy to be friends with something that you don't like. It really isn't. And let's remember that being friends with something that you don't like doesn't mean that you like all the boundaries are gone and you're just completely, have at it, do whatever you want with me. I'm nothing as, the ground under your feet or whatever. It's not a moment for like foolish martyrdom. But it is a moment of deep, deep appreciation for the precious life. Be it Sunface Buddha or Moonface Buddha. And we have this incredible opportunity to actually see that. Can you love all of the things that are happening in your heart and in your mind right now that you don't want to have there, that you wish were there? Can you do it? What does that even mean? What does that mean? The great Master Ma was unwell. Vimalakirti famously said, I am sick because the whole world is sick. right? No big surprise. It's a given. The temple superintendent asked him, "Teacher, how has your vulnerable health been in recent days?" The great master said, "Sunface Buddha, Moonface Buddha." And you can feel that this Master Ma had made great friends with Sun-faced Buddha, a day and a night gone, and Moon-faced Buddha, hanging around and hanging around and hanging around for 1,800 years. Could you live with a monkey on your back for 1,800 years and be friends with it? You know, when we practice and when we open our Dharma eye, all of this wind in our sails comes forth. Remember, Aiken famously said, "The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas arise from the cracks of the earth." And you can't describe that experience to anybody, right? But each one of us has that experience. Are you opening your heart to it? Is that bird call Sunface Buddha or Moonface Buddha? Is our time together in the Zendo Sunface Buddha, Moonface Buddha? You can feel the koan starting to like swirl around, right? And again, just appreciate that, please. You know, I was talking to a Dharma group in Hingham, Massachusetts, and they were all very sincere practitioners of different traditions. And the thing that was in my mind was, oh my God, we are so lucky to have retreat. We are so lucky to be able to go deep. We're so lucky to have these Dharma teachings and these koans that can kind of swirl around and drill around and Pac-Man around, right? Eating up all of the obstructions, right? And of course I could say, oh, but you know, you really need to do retreat, and you really need to do koan practice, and you really need to be with a teacher and all of the things, right? But again, it's like, if you don't have the experience, it's like, oh yeah. Been there, done there, got that, right? So please appreciate what an incredible opportunity we have. I mean, just really, in the midst of all of the profound unwellness, in the midst of our heartbrokenness. In the midst of, we were reading actually a chapter from James in this group, and he was quoting Job. And at the end, after all of Job's trials and tribulations, he says something like, "And I am comforted, having seen the Lord, and know that I am dust." It's like, whoa, yeah, go read it, go, not now. After the session is over. But that dust, right? I don't know, anybody, ashes to ashes, right? What is that? Ash Wednesday, right? When I was doing chaplaincy, I would go around and say, put the cross with the ashes on it. From ashes you came, to ashes you will return, right? Well, many people get the ashes part, but they can't grok the comfort part, right? Because the point is, you can't change the dust, the ashes. It is, right? We are mortal. What about the comfort part? What about the comfort of Sunface Buddha, Moonface Buddha? What about the comfort of only having a day and a night, or 1,800 years? Let me tell you, everybody's looking for that comfort. Make no mistake. And it's right here. It's right here. To